This is protecting free speech on social media. My name's Eduardo Pizarro. I'm from Team One. I'm the discussion director. So for question number one, the where do we draw the line with free speech on social media? So I'm all for free speech. Voicing your opinion online or wherever it is. It's a right that we have as Americans, as humans in general. So there are some topics that, in my opinion, and I think collectively as a society, we should probably stay away from these being online, because of so many people, young people that have access to these social media platforms. So number one would be anything that has to do with human trafficking, minor abuse. Uh, you know, that's obviously one of the biggest issues in the world, and that sensitive information being online is something that we don't want, especially again with all these minor audiences. Anything with sexual harassment, domestic abuse, genocide or mass murder content, something that we don't want on there either, and direct hate speech, including racism, homophobia, all that, those types of stuff. So question number two, what responsibilities do social media companies have in ensuring that their platforms remain accessible for diverse viewpoints while also preventing hate speech, right? So nowadays, social media platforms have to censor everything. There's always going to be a community of people that, gets mad because they don't censor it or because they do. So yeah, nowadays people tend to have very strong opinions on a lot of topics, much more than in the past. So these social media platforms such as Instagram or TikTok always get reports in order for them to censor the content, or else they face backlash, as we saw in a hearing. Senator Ted Cruz was apprehending the CEO of Facebook and Instagram of how they could show there was an option for there was a post made about child abuse, and there was an option for users to click on saying view post anyway. So, even if they censor it, they're still gonna face backlash regardless. So, there are some social media platforms, for example, Twitter and Reddit, that are widely known to have no censorship whatsoever in their platforms, but face no backlash because people already know what they're getting into when they create an account for those specific platforms. So, question number three, how can social media companies address hate speech without stifling free expression and diverse perspectives? Right. So, again, there's going to be some companies that are going to censor specific content regardless of how many reports they get from the users. So, I feel like social media companies already know how to handle it and they've done a good job of it. They do have their teams that deal with these issues with reports, and they have an algorithm that automatically, if you type in a racist remark or a word, something like that, this algorithm detects it and automatically pushes that post in order for it to be revised by the whatever it is, Instagram, TikTok, whatever team. So if it's not approved, then it's not going to be shown to your public or your followers or whatever it is. So I believe that social media companies are addressing this issue in an effective way. There's going to be some hate speech, obviously, that's going to get revised. If they think it's okay for people to see, then it's going to be okay. But as long as people are staying away from those first topics that I touched on in question one, I think they should be fine. Question number four, should the government get involved with social media companies? No, that's a big no, absolutely not. They already have way too much power in the media, radio stations, news channels, newspapers, everything. Social media is the only aspect of the media that the government has no control over, and that's how things should be, you know. Yeah, the government would clearly easily abuse their power with social media. They would manipulate the users. They get to handpick the content that they're going to show to all the users on there. So, giving them the type of power is just it's just something that we shouldn't allow at all. Yeah, I mean, and also if the people start saying, negative things about the government, they have the power to ban them, to, suspend their accounts or whatever it is. So, giving the government power of our social media is, you know, definitely not a step that we should take or not even consider at all. So for question 5, should there be an age limit for social media? My opinion, there absolutely should be an age limit. Again, I am all for free speech on social media. But again, there are certain social media platforms that are going to contain a lot of sensitive and inappropriate content, especially for younger audiences to see, right? So it's already known that after Elon Musk bought Twitter and, now changed it to X, he removed all of the algorithms. He removed everything, all the censorship that Twitter had previously. It's no longer there. So, no, it's evident why the total, uh, I guess, popularity of Twitter, not just the popularity, but the overall, um, their how much their worth went just plummeted completely, right? Their value, I was blanking on that word for a reason, for some reason, but yeah, their value just completely plummeted because of these censorship removals. So yeah, so if you have a social media platform that's, friendly for all ages, you're probably going to be in business a lot longer than usual. You see what happened to Twitter. So yeah, I do believe that there should be an age limit. 14 to 16 years of age, I believe, is the perfect age. It's not only that there's a lot more issues to social media, that really has nothing to do with free speech on the internet. There's a lot of issues that come with it if you're a young person getting into social media. So, in order to not have those problems and, not allowing for children to corrupt their brain by using social media platforms at such a young age, I do believe that there should be an age limit, and I believe 14 to 16 is perfect.